Hey, you two. I'm rocking the lampshade today. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So this is your boy, Eminent Hero. Hero for short. Don't forget. Alright, today's video is about strategies of Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm going to give you a little bit of tips and tricks for your decks. Example, for your deck. Now this is not a deck, this is just a stack of cards that I put away later. But anyway, tips and tricks. Tip 1, how to create Icarus attacks. Now, when I say how to create Icarus attacks, I'm actually telling you, try to use cards that combo together that can create an Icarus attack. Always try to pop more cards and get more for your get more out of your card than you should. Cards that target one card and destroy, okay, they're average. I'm not saying they're bad, but always try to use a card that can hit more than one card at being by its own initial use. Like, okay, I'm not saying I hate MST, but I'd rather use Heavy Storm and Giant Tornado or Missile Space Typhoon. With people setting mad backfield, you're hitting one potential good card that could bother you later. I'd rather get rid of all of it at once or pick more than one. So I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying MST is entirely bad. It's good to have in your deck, but I'm just saying if anything, you can probably attack and pick that one good card. But I'd rather hit more than one card than the rather 1 out of 5 because you're taking chances. Now, what I mean by create Icarus attacks is some cards when common together pop 2 cards. Dragunity Legionnaire. When he's normal summon, you can equip a Dragunity from the graveyard to him. He can send it to the graveyard to destroy one face-up card. I think it's either card or monster upon control. Unless it's monster. Now, the one you'll give to him that calls it Icarus is Dragunity Atlas. I think it's Dragunity. I think it's just Dragunity Atlas. The fact is, when he's sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster, which means the monster. It's raining outside. Sorry, but when the monster that is equipped to is still on the field, when it itself is sent to the graveyard, that's when its effect works. Not when both of them die, like people say. It's not like that. Atlas has to be sent to the graveyard while Legionnaire is still present on the field. And when that happens, he can destroy one card on the field. So, via Legionnaire's effect, send Atlas to the graveyard, pop 2 cards, create an Icarus attack. You only lost 1 card in the process, unlike using Icarus attack where you lose Icarus attack itself and the monster you attributed. Legionnaire, you just lost Atlas and popped 2 cards. That's what I'm talking about. Another Icarus attack is it costs 3 cards. Gemini Spark and Hero Blast. Gemini Spark, treated a Gemini Hero, Neos Alias, pop a card, draw a card. Hero Blast, put it back in your hand, destroy a monster on the field with an attack equal to or less than it. Now, with that, you gain the +1. You drew a card and a +1 again. It went back to your hand. So you gain the +2 with kind of really losing anyway. I call that the Gemini Blast combo. When you tribute, destroy, draw, get it back, destroy. You ain't really doing anything much. Now, another Icarus attack combo is monsters that, you know how they say when they're removed from the field, they do something. Paradox Fusion on E-Hero Absolute Zero. Okay, when they activate a spell or try card, you negate it and destroy it, and then bomb all their monsters. When Zero is removed from the field, he destroys all your opponent's monsters. So you're always getting a +2 or more. That's Paradox Fusion is best used on Absolute Zero. Duh. You really can't find a better fusion monster to use than Absolute Zero. Because you just keep removing him from the field and your opponent's monsters keep dying. It's as simple as that. Another tip is, if you want a fast deck, use less traps. If you want to defend more, how do I put this? If you want a strategic deck that waits and then strikes, put traps in there, like even amount of traps, 20, 10, 10. That works too. If you want a completely a completely offensive deck that just crashes, use a lot of staple strong traps like Torrential Tribute and Mirror Force. Something that can wipe the field clean and then call the Hornet so you can bring back monsters and go right into it for the kill. Another strategy of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is don't make your deck over 50 cards. The faster decks have like 40 cards to 45. The bigger the deck is, the harder it is to get to the cards you need. So the bigger the deck, the more search you're going to have to add. The least amount of cards in your deck, the less search you have to add. But the more search you have, the more your deck thins down, which means you're decking out faster. So you have to keep that balanced. Another thing in Yu-Gi-Oh is draw power. Some decks can utilize it a lot because they can put stuff back in their deck. Some decks just have it in there, but it ended up killing them in the end because they deck out. You have to use draw cards in moderation. The best draw card in the game, but is also the hardest combo to pull off, is Good Goblin Housekeeping. This is why. Good Goblin Housekeeping says you draw one card for every Good Goblin Housekeeping in your graveyard, plus one. So when you activate the first one, there's no Good Goblin in your graveyard. So you just draw one card. If there's two, you draw two. If there's three, you draw three. So as you play it normally, one at a time, you draw a total of 6 cards. Now, to draw 12 cards, yes, 12, this is how you do it. I'm going to show you an example. Okay. You have 3 Good Goblin Housekeeping set, right? Now, what you do is activate them all at the same time, and then chain like emergency provisions. You send all 3 copies to the graveyard, right? Now, being that they haven't resolved yet, which people in Yu-Gi-Oh! Don't seem to understand difference between activating and resolving. When you activate something, it doesn't take immediate effect. It has to resolve first. That is why you can Dust Tornado Royal Decree or activate track cards in response, because Royal Decree doesn't automatically start the moment you activate it. It has to resolve first. Now, when Emergency Provisions resolves, you gain 3,000 life points. Now, when the Good Goblin Housekeeping's resolved, they're all in the graveyard, right? So now, when the first one resolves, it says you draw 1 card for every Good Goblin in the graveyard plus 1. So here's how it's saying. Okay, there's 3 in the graveyard now, so you draw 1, 2, 3 plus 1. So now that means you drew 4 cards and put 1 back. See? And you do that 3 times, and you drew a total of 12 cards and had to put 3 back, so you kept 9. That's a good draw card. Now, people will be like, so how do you get into that? You have to search your trap cards. The best card in the game that can search trap cards, it's a combo. It involves, I think it's called Tiki Curse. Tiki Curse is a trap card that summons itself as a monster. It says, while that card is face up, if a monster treated as a track card is destroyed, it gets set instead. So what you'll do is play Magical Hats. While Tiki Curse is face up on the field as a monster, play Magical Hats. Search your deck for any 2 track cards you want. And your opponent has to attack them, though, because if they die while they're face down, they don't get set, because you can't define them as a trap. So if they both die, you effectively search your deck for any 2 track cards. So now you got 2 Good Goblins. So as you draw into the one normal, you have 3. So let's play the Emergency Provisions, and you draw your 12 cards. That's taking advantage of a combo. Another combo is now a lot of them I ain't gonna tell y'all because I don't want no one going there and doing it. But I'm gonna make a deck where I'm gonna show y'all the combos. Another combos I'm talking about, where you can get a strong monster on the first turn that can't die because of what its effect is. But another combo is if you have monsters on the field that gain attack based on certain monsters in the graveyard, go Future Fusion, go Foolish Burial, start sending stuff to the graveyard, start pumping up. If someone wants to make a Melfic deck, I thought of a Melfic deck that literally just relies on Melfic Truth Dragon. Here's what you do: Melfic Parallel Gear. The thing is weak enough to be limit reversed. So what you'll do is you'll limit reverse it. Bring it back at the end of your opponent's turn. Limit reverse it. Special summon it. During your turn, after you draw, switch it to defense. Limit reverse destroys the monster that it brought back if it gets switched to defense. Now Melfic Parallel Gear got destroyed. Melfic Truth Dragon says when a Melfic monster is destroyed, you pay half your life points to special summon them. So guess what you get to do? You have an endless supply to summon Melfic Truth Dragon just by letting Parallel Gear die via limit reverse or your own card effects. There you go. A 5,000 that kills all your opponent's monsters. Easy way to bring them out. You can do whatever you want. Another combo is through the Quackimirus. If you have a card effect that states that something happens when a Quackimiru dies, the Quackimirus automatically kill themselves if you can't reveal the appropriate card. So there you go. If a friend of mine, I learned this from a friend of mine, I see what he was getting at. What's it called? The Mech Lords. When a monster you control is destroyed by a card effect, special summon them. If you just summon a Quackimiru, let it die, you can summon Skyle, Wildstorm, and Granule, just like that. Another combo is Chain Whirlwinds. The card says, I don't know if y'all can hear the rain out there, but just ignore that. Chain Whirlwind says, If a card on the field is destroyed by a card effect, destroy 2 more spell and trackers on the field. So, pretty much summon the Quackamaru, let it die. There you go. There's countless combos in this game, but just people don't exploit them until someone in the meta does it. Another combo in the game is Destiny Hero Captain Tenacious. You D-shield him, and his effect says, if the Destiny Hero monster is destroyed by battle while he's face up on the field, you special summon it during your next standby phase. So, set Fearmonger, Destiny Hero Fearmonger, the one that special summons the Destiny Hero from the graveyard during your next standby phase when he dies in battle. So, as your opponent attacks him on your standby phase, since the two monsters' effects might be at the same time, you control the order in which they resolve. Choose Fearmonger's effect to work last, and Captain Tenacious to work first. So that way, Fearmonger will special summon the Destiny Hero from the graveyard, and Captain Tenacious will special summon Fearmonger back, effectively keeping 3 monsters on the field during each of your turns. That's another one. Another combo is the Destiny Hero Defender. Switch Defender to attack position, and when your opponent attacks it, use D-Shield, which switches him to defense, and then play D2 Shield, I think it's called, which doubles a monster's defense. He'll be a 5400 defender. And then you can go, cross counter, which doubles the battle damage your opponent takes from a battle involving a defense position monster and destroys the monster. So if your opponent had a monster with 1000 attack that attacked a 5400 defender, they'll take 4400. With cross counter, that's double. They lose. It can't get no simpler than that, people. The easiest OTK or FTK in this game is Vision Hero Trinity, and people don't understand that. The moment I saw that guy's effect, the first card that popped in my mind that can make you win is Half Shut. Half Shut is a quick play spell card that says you have 1 face-up monster's attack and defense. I think it says just attack in general, or whatever, it's like that, and the monster can't be destroyed by battle that turn. Vision Hero Trinity, when he is fusion summoned, he has 5 to his original attack is doubled that turn, and he can attack 3 times per battle phase. So if your opponent's monsters is a 5400 attack point or less, you can Half Shut it and drop it to 2700, and then I think it has to have the monster has to have, I think, 2300, 4600 attack points or less, I think. And yeah, 4300 attack points or less. No, 4600 attack points or less max. And you Half Shut it, and you attack it 3 times. That's game. You can do that. I have done that many times in the game. If you run Spell Callings, which is a card that says when it's destroyed while face down by your opponent's card effect, you search a spell quick play in your deck, switch to your opponent and set it. You can do that anytime you want, provided you have 3 heroes in your hand. That combo is so easy, people. I did it like 5 times in my time in this game with Trinity. All you gotta sit there and do is wait for them to slip up, put that 1 monster in attack position, activate the roll of decree, polymerization, 3 heroes, Vision Hero Trinity, Half Shut, smack 3 times, game. There is no way they can stop that. The only way they can get out of that is they use a quick play spell card that stops attacks or something, or a card in their hand that stops battle damage. That's it. You win. Now, another strategy is Destiny Hero Double Dude. He's the one that can't be special summoned and can attack twice. It's this guy right here. And when he is destroyed, you get 2 tokens in your next standby phase. This is, like I said in my other video, this is like one of the underappreciated Destiny heroes. What you do with him is when he generates the 2 tokens, they're both normal monsters. Tokens are always normal monsters. You use you use Natural Tune on it, and it becomes a tuner. And there's your easy Stardust right there. Or any low weight synchro in that matter. Now, another strategy is Hero Kids. When Hero Kid is special summoned, you can special summon up to 2 more from your deck. There's your rank 2s right there for your XYZ monsters. You can go into rank 2 or rank 2 3 materials. I mean, people don't try to understand the combos that this game has until someone in the meta does it. Sorry, but I gotta fix my shadow, my little lampshade thing. Now, another combo out there is Big Burn. Now, if you play an E-Hero deck, Big Burn will not bother you whatsoever. Big Burn is a track card. I have 3 of them. It's a good side deck. If you have an E-Hero deck, it's the best side deck against cards that target the graveyard. This is why. Big Burn says if your opponent activates a card effect that targets one monster or 1 or more monsters in the graveyard, you activate it. Remove from play all monsters in both players' graveyard. Your opponent's monsters in the graveyard are going. E-Heroes can fuse from the remove from play pile, and they can retrieve the remove from play cards back to their hand or deck. So you have no problem with that whatsoever. That benefited you greatly because E-Hero the Shining is now that much stronger. Now another combo I came up with is a going in a deck idea I call Shining Tempest. This is why. There's I think it's a normal spell card or a quick play spell card or something. I think it's a quick play called Inferno Tempest. If you take 3,000 or more battle damage from one attack, remove from play all monsters in both players' decks and graveyards. What you do on the E-Hero deck is you add a Grinder Golem. You special summon Grinder Golem to your opponent's side of the field. You get it, and you get 2/0/0 tokens in exchange in attack position. You make the token attack Grinder Golem at the Inferno Tempest. Now your opponent is only working with the monsters that are in their hand and on the field at the time. While since you have an E-Hero deck, you can work with the monsters from anywhere. You simply play Parallel World Fusion, which lets you return remove from play monsters listed on the E-Hero Fusion back to your deck and summon the Fusion monster, but you can't special summon that same turn. You can use Element the Hero Electrum, which returns all move from play cards back to the deck, but you don't want to do that because your opponent gets their cards back. So typically in that situation, your 3 key hero cards you're going to be playing with is Voltic, which lets you special summon remove from play Element the Heroes when he does battle damage. Element the Hero Shining, which gains 300 attack points for every move from play Element the Hero you control. And when he's sent to the graveyard, you can add the 2 move from play Element the Heroes to your hand. And Parallel World Fusion, which lets you fuse from remove from play pile. That way, in E-Hero, in that deck that I'm making, sorry if I'm messing up because I'm like trying to think about everything I want to say at once. But anyways, you effectively took your graveyard and removed it from play and had that as your secondary graveyard that you have infinite access to. I have a lot of hero deck ideas that I want to show y'all, but as soon as I get my stuff to roam from my friend because I left it in his trunk, I'm going to see if I can put these decks together and tell y'all. Now another deck idea is a Greed Quasar deck that uses the Equatsu, Oitsu, Doitsu, and Soitsu guys. The guy, I think it's the blue, red, orange, and green guy that are sitting on paper planes. The deck idea with them is there's a card called Greed Quasar. His effect is he gains 300 attack and defense times his level. And when he destroys a monster in battle, he gains that monster's level. He's one of the only monsters in the game that can go past level 12. So what you do is summon Greed Quasars by special summoning, like Monster Born, Call to Hornet, etc. And then normal summon the Calculator. The Calculator is a level 2 monster that gains 300 attack points equal to the total level of monsters on your side of the field. Okay, you already had level 2 and level 7. That's his attack is 3,700. No, I think he gains 300. Yeah, 300 attack times level. So since there's a level 2 and a level 7 on the field, that's 9. Calculator is already 2,700 attack. Now what you do is play a track card called Give and Take. It lets you special summon a monster from your graveyard and put it on your opponent's side of the field in defense position. And increase one of your monster's levels by the level of the special summon monster. So what you'll do is special summon Quetzal, which is level 10. And you give Greed Quasar 10 levels. Now he's level 17. His attack and defense is 5,100. Now he kills Quetzal in battle and gains another 10 more levels, which puts his attack, which his level is at 2,700, and his attack is now 8,100. And now that his level is 2,700, and Calculator's is level, I think, 2, that's 29 levels, and Calculator's attack is times 300. So that is 8,700 attack, and you swing game. It's that simple. It's a 3-card combo. That's all you need. And Quetzal has to be in the graveyard, so technically a 4-card combo. So if someone says you can't make that deck with them guys, yeah, you can. XYZs and Synchros made it possible. Mainly XYZs made it possible for any deck to work now. You just have to stop being on the meta's nuts and think very, very hard about the decks you can make. Another combo out there I've been thinking about is Injection Fairy Lily, which people don't understand is she's a spellcaster. And there's a lot of spellcaster support. There's a card called Magicians Unite. If you control 2 or more face-up attack position spellcaster monsters, you select one of them. That one's attack becomes 3,000, and the rest of your monsters can attack just her. And there's a card, and it doesn't say how many times she's only allowed to attack. There's a card called Double Attacks. You discard one monster from your hand. Select one monster on the field whose level is less than the monster you discarded, I believe, is either equal to or less than or something like that. And that monster they attack twice that turn. Here's what you do. Since her attack becomes 3,000 until the end of the turn, what you'll do is wait till your opponent has no monsters. You attack directly, pay her 2,000 life points via her effect, give her 3,000 more attack. Now she's at 6,400. Now you attack again for game. And she's an earth monster, people. You can use giant rat into her and do that combo very easily. People always want to worry about, I need to deck that OTKs and FTKs. Well, as much as I hate doing that, I just mentioned a lot of cards that do that. I can go on and on in this video about all the potential combos, but some of them I want to keep to myself because, like I said, I want people, go out there and just doing it. I want to see how it works myself before I show y'all. It's not a selfish thing. I want to surprise y'all with it. I'm going to use it in some of my upcoming decks. Now, another combo out there is another one of my decks did it. It's I'm sure everybody does, not everybody, but people heard of it. It's Eradicator Epidemic Virus. It's a trap card. It's a virus trap card that is part of the deck debilitation and crush card family that works on spells and traps. You tribute a 2400 dart monster or more dart monster, and you call spells or traps, and your opponent gets rid of all of them for 3 turns. If you play 2 of them and you call spells and traps for alternate ones, you effectively limited. You destroy all your opponent's spells and traps for 3 turns. You got nothing to worry about for 3 turns. You're good to go. Now, as you play deck dev with it, your opponent is going to barely have any monsters or anything in their hand at all. So just keep crushing them. People are like, well, how am I going to do that? You know how many dark monsters in the game, special summon dark monsters? But even there are hero dark monsters you can use on it. You know how fast you can bring them out? Use Vision Hero Adoration. Use Vision Hero Trinity. Use Destiny Indragoon. The guy can bring himself back. That's what I do in my Indragoon deck. I run 2 Eradicator viruses. So as you summon Indragoon, no, not you. If I summon Indragoon, I'm going to play 2 viruses and then call spells for 1, traps for the other one. And what you going to do to me? Nothing. Another good combo in the game is a deck I'm working on called Cold Cuts. It's a deck that takes full advantage of the Icarus attack combo I was telling you about, where I can pop 2 cards on the field. I'm not going to tell you exactly how that works, but I'm going to tell you the combo, though. Just the 1 card combo that the deck uses. Elemental Hero Ice Edge. And a Union monster called Armor Breaker. Now, Armor Breaker is a Union monster that equips to a Warrior type monster. When the Warrior type monster inflicts battle damage, I can destroy 1 card on the field. Elemental Hero Ice Edge's effect is I can discard 1 card from my hand. He's able to attack directly this turn. When he inflicts damage by direct attack, I can destroy 1 setback field my opponent controls. So essentially, every time I attack with Ice Edge, I'm doing an Icarus attack. It can't get no better than doing that easily just by discarding 1 card. Come on now. And Armor Breaker is a Union monster. I can use Rollout. The whole deck is going to utilize being able to get Armor Breaker from my graveyard. And I got the cards that can do that. I'm also going to, oh yeah, I also need, anybody out there that has Hollow Spell Strikers, I need 2 more of those. That's another card I'm looking for. I already have 1 Hollow one, I need 2 more. In that deck, I call it Cold Cuts because Ice Edge is an ice monster. He's cold. And it's called Cuts because his name is Edge. And he destroys and breaks stuff. So I thought it was like a funny thing, just to have fun in the game. So like I said, I got a lot of combos up in here. Not in the lampshade, but in my noggin. But I just want to, give you an idea, a little bit of base stuff to walk around. Like, my side decks are always counter traps because, what other thing in the game is going to help you more than counter traps? I actually won a tournament at Bargain Bill, which is a local store in Delaware, and my side deck was literally counter traps. This was before Silent Warning all that came out. This was my trap lineup, my side deck. Now here it is: 3 Malfunctions, 3 Magic Drains, 2 good Goblin Out the Frying Pans, 3 7 Tools. I think I named like 11 cards, and the other 4 were I think 2 Dark Bribes and 1 Solemn, and I think the last counter trap was just something random like a spell shield or something like that. And that's all I ran. And I won the tournament with an Evil Hero deck. See? It doesn't take meta to beat meta. It just takes a smart player to beat the meta. Just because you're going against a meta deck doesn't mean another meta deck can win it. It's all about what you do as an individual and how you think. But if you play me 1 time, I will figure out how your deck works and I will counter it just by simply changing my playstyle to accommodate and deal with what you do. I don't have to side against you all the time. Me personally, I don't like side decks because it causes your deck to change styles, and your opponent will always have a side deck that's meant for your side deck. So it's like everyone's side deck is almost the same. So I don't find a point in side decking. Also, being that I know how a lot of archetype deck works, is I see 1 card you play that belongs to an archetype. Like if I see you summon Greenkeeper Spy, I'm going to assume you're playing the Gravekeeper deck, and I'm going to know everything you're going to do. You're going to search the Necro Valley, you're going to try to play it, you're going to protect that thing with dear life. If it goes away, you're going to immediately try to search another one, because you know Gravekeeper is going to rely on that Necro Valley. Because you destroy that, they're poop. They're just straight up the poop I just put up in the toilet 20 minutes ago that I haven't flushed yet. No, I'm not being nasty. I just need a good reference. So, that's all I have to say on this video. It's pretty much just a video all about combos and stuff. If I think of any more, I'll make a part 2 to this. But all y'all out there, stay smart. You know, keep the game original. If you come up with any combos, post them in the comments, and I'll see what I can do. I'll get to them, and, you know, I'll tell you what I think in the next another video of the part 2. Everyone, you know, give me your ideas. We'll see. You never know. I'll probably like them. I'll probably even, you know, tell them how to make it better. Like I said, you guys will make this game fun. You guys make me want to do this all the time. Appreciate y'all's help. Comment, rate, subscribe, like. If you can like this video like 50 times, do it. Peace, guys.